Mason Yarrow, reacting to my 5th amateur fight.
Amateur lightweights here around Arulvanan from New Wave Academy.
So how are you feeling at this point, obviously about to go in the O2?
I just felt ready, just ready to go. You know, ready to put what I'd been working on at gym into folk, and I was just happy to be back in cage after being out of it for a while. Yeah, I went straight out and tried putting pace on because I knew that my advantage would probably come from the stand up. About 20 seconds in, that's when his first shot, and he were on quite deep on a single leg, so I was trying to push his head down and sprawl back. But he did a good job of getting his head to the outside and then wrestling to the cage. I knew this is where, from his previous fights, this is where he was really strong, and this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to get my back to cage and then start working around to my back. I end up on the floor now, and then I make a mistake here when I lose my whizzer of not turning into him and giving him my back, so then he allowed to climb onto my back. And this is obviously when I know from my parents and everyone in the crowd, this is when they thought fight were nearly done because he's on my back here, and obviously this is like the highest percentage finish position for MMA. So you can see one of the lads in my corner, Joe, who I train with, he's telling me to fight the hand. So when obviously the choke's in you, you're pulling the arm down. But for me in that position, I was pretty calm because it weren't fully under my neck, it was on my jaw if anything, and that's what we do. We spend a lot of time at the end of sparring and stuff in situations like this and in the gym, so it's not an unusual position for me to be in, defending my back and when someone's constantly attacking. Once the first choke, once he'd first squeezed, I sort of knew that I was all right. It never felt as tight again for me, and he just kept on trying to fight the position again and retake my back.
What was that like? Obviously, that was everything you really want to go through in an amateur bout, innit?
Yeah.
Experience-wise, of having to kind of go through them positions. So was it good to kind of get that experience of being on your back and someone?
Yeah, definitely, because like you said, they're experiences that you need, because it's easy doing it in gym, but it's completely different doing it in the situation of a fight, when the pressure's on and stuff. But I just kept on listening to my corner and doing what I did, and then when I got back up, while he were on my back, I was thinking I could, hear him. I don't know if he was breathing heavy or he would just. I knew once I got back to my feet, I was going to be able to land some big shots, and that's obviously what I did. When I got up and I landed the first knee and I saw him shoot again and I sprawled, I knew then I would once I'd got up, I'd be able to. Then the kick landed and I didn't see the cut originally. It was only when he'd gone back over and I've started ground and pounding, I saw all the blood, and I could just hear my corner saying, "Oh, it's done, you're nearly there." So, and then that was the round.
What were your thoughts when you did go back to your corner? Did you think there's a chance this might get stopped?
Well, I just saw loads of people coming into cage for him. At first, when Jay and Joe came in, I was just thinking they were just on about the next round. Basically, they were saying you basically just need to defend this first takedown, because that's what he's going to do. He's going to come out and shoot, and then you build on that. Basically, try and start that round. I finished the last round. Do you know what I mean? And pressure him and land big shots. It was only when a lot of people came in, because at first I just thought it was like a little nick to his eye, but the cut were worse than what I obviously knew. And it was only when Joe said, "Oh, they're having a good look at his cut there," that I sort of got the impression that maybe it was worse than what I first. And that were it. To be fair to him, he was a tough lad. He said he didn't want it to stop. The corners. We're only amateurs at this point, aren't we? So they've got our best interests at heart.
Happy with the win then?
Yeah, I was buzzing, because that was probably the happiest I've come out of the cage, even though it probably weren't as dominant as some of my other fights. But being challenged and overcoming them challenges and showing everyone that I am all the training showing everyone and myself that all the training I am doing is working, and I got out of that difficult spot and were able to implement my game plan.